Hi everybody, this is Jackie from Jacqueline Ann Designs. I am going to do a quick overview of my purchases for the month. I have purchased on so far on Etsy, Amazon, and Temu. So I am going to go over those purchases and we'll go from there. Now I am going to move this and while we're on the camera angle that's got us pulled back a little bit further, I'm going to pull this Temu bot packaging up here and we are going to open it up. And while I knock everything down. So let's cut it open and see what we get. I think, guys, I am going to move this down to the floor. I just think we'll end up with a nicer picture and you'll be able to see what's going on. But I am taking it out of the package as we go from Temu. Now, one of the things I ordered, and it's actually a lot larger than what I thought it was going to be, is this stamp. And as you can see, you put down 4 numbers. I wanted to see, I'm curious to see, or you can do 3 or 2 numbers with it. They're just larger sized. Now it's a very inexpensive stamp, so you might find, I can tell by just looking here of having to adjust some of the bands across there so that things are how you want them. But I like the idea because I'm trying to get more and more into making my own ephemera. And it came in a box like this. So I'm going to just put it over here with my other stamps. And we're just going to take it all out of the box because I don't remember where all I ordered. And we're going to go from there. I brought my trash can over with me. So let's see what's in here. Huh. Oh, these are some things for my studio. I have a ceiling fan in here, and I wanted some pretty, the things you grab on to turn the fan on and off, and a light. And the ones that are on there are pretty ugly. So I ordered these to go on my studio. By the way, those of you that don't know, I actually live in my studio. I call it my studio because we originally set it up. My family knew I needed a place because I was enjoying life, living in my van and traveling the country. That's part of the thing that I retired to do. But I just found during COVID and everything, I needed an alternative place to go. And so my studio has a bed in it, a little kitchen galley. Excuse me while I get my garbage. This is going to drive me crazy. I just went and got a bag that I am going to repurpose and use as a garbage bag. And we're going to put all the trash in there. Now, it's quite a fad right now, these Scottish cows. What are they called? The big fuzzy ones that look like they're huggable, but they are cows. I actually kind of like them myself. I wanted to try my hand at doing some stenciling and maybe a couple of some jelly printing with the Highland cows on there. Now, I am going to tell you, I suppose it will straighten out. I can put it underneath my mat here. But see the condition this stencil is in this because of the way Temu packages things. It's all been creased right in here. Yeah, I'm going to try putting it under my mat and we're going to see what happens. But that's a problem with the way that they package just to send stuff. No, sweetie, you don't need to get into the... Sweetie Pie is my puppy, and she's getting into the Temu box. Now, there's a rather large item here. Let's see. And I know what this one is, because I'm actually very excited about this. And by the way, even though this item is in a box, it's also packaged in this big plastic baggie. So, let's use a box cutter, aka my craft knife combo box cutter. Ta-da, that's what is in the box. I know this box is really, really close to y'all. Hopefully not irritatingly close. I'm working in a really tight... Well, I should have cut one more spot before I got rid of my knife. Lots of packaging. I'm going to move this down, and then I'm going to lift the final item out of there so you can see it. Very small, and I knew this going in because of the space allotment that I have. That's what I needed. So, but it is a little cabinet. Get rid of the trash. A little drawer system to put whatnots in. Now I have several of their drawer systems. No, Sweet Pie. Very curious. But there's very tiny little cubicles in there. So I like to put my buttons, little things like that in. But this is upside down. But these are bigger drawers, and that there's no dividers in there. And so I like that. I'm going to be able to put, primarily going to keep ephemera in there, I think. We're going to put this towards the back over here. Okay. Now, let's see what else we've got. I had ordered some napkins to be decoupaged. And it looks like this set of napkins is Paris, and on one side it's got roses and the Eiffel Tower. I bought another set of their napkins, and they were very easy to decoupage with. I was really happy. So we'll see how these go. But it's very pretty. It's got roses and different flowers, lacy appearance up there, the Arc de Triomphe, and I may not be saying that correctly. And these were like $1.99 for the entire package. And if any of you that like to decoupage napkins as part of your junk journaling price napkins, you can pay $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 for a single napkin right now. So, yeah. Okay. This I bought for the lace. It was $11. It's a big tablecloth. Let's see how I can get into it. Without damaging it. Now, it's very definitely not natural fiber, but it's been woven in a pattern where they use natural fibers. Now, the tassels are natural fibers. This is definitely a modern, like polyester something. But I still think it's going to be beautiful for my purposes. I'll use the tassel trim for something else, but there's tons of it here. So anyway, that is what I expected it to be, and I'm happy with that. Okay. Let's put these aside, and since we've already started on some napkins, let me see if there were any more napkins in here. I don't remember. It's been a while. Okay, that's everything out of here, actually. Wasn't a huge order. So this is 4 more decoupage napkins that I got. And you can see these. These are very simple. You can see those right through the wrap. They're just a rose. Kind of into the roses lately. I think everything I want to order is roses. So I think I'm going to have to do the now that is cool. This is a Venice. I think I'm gonna excuse my hiccups, take this out so you can see it. I don't think I ordered this, but I really like it. Let's take it out so you can see it. Now here is where you're gonna be able to see their less expensive napkins. See the edge there? But this is a scene from Venice. It's just like that. It looks pretty cool to me. Okay, now this is what the picture that was shown on Temu was of those flowers. But look at this scene right here. It's got the canal. You may not be able to see it, and it goes over underneath these flowers. And that part was not shown in the picture. And then you can see one of the cathedrals back here, the row houses along the canal. That is flat out gorgeous. I cannot wait to do something with that. Yeah. How is this folded? Matters little. We'll put it back. Yeah. Very, very pretty. And then this is kind of a traditional. You've seen these in a lot of places. Roses with a gold trim. I'm going to be doing some things where I just needed different shapes of roses. But I'm getting so many roses to do that particular project that I think I might end up having to do a journal as well. And I had some of these, not the exact same flowers, but a very similar one with the background in a blue hue, and the flowers were slightly different color. And I did some really neat things in a couple recent journals with it. Kind of surprised myself what I was able to do with it. So I am going to try that one. And I wanted... I'm tired of paying for that silly little needle thing every time I do glue. And I'm trying to find one, and this one they're all on the inside. I'm thinking of switching over to Bearly Arts because theirs comes with the tips. But I ordered this so that I could set up a second jar of my glue without having to pay for another tip. This was less money than 5 or 6 of those tips for both the jar and all these other tips. So anyway, I got this so that I could set up a second jar of glue, bottle of glue, to keep over by... I sit over in my armchair sometimes with a TV table and watch things on my cell phone and on YouTube. I really don't watch TV anymore. Somebody said, why don't you buy our TV so that we can get a bigger one? And the TV is brand new. They got it just out of the box and decided that they really wanted something different. So literally, it's brand new. But, I don't know. I just don't know if the amount of TV I would want to watch. I think in my area, the TV is, we have extreme weather. And the way to find out what's happening with the tornadoes and the hailstorms and everything is on television. And that would be the main reason. Now, I love this stencil. And see, this one is not all bent up, which is very, very good. And it's just different types of text. Now, a lot of their stencils, and this one is the same, some of their, where they lasered out, it hasn't been cleaned very well. When you take out, when you do die cutting and things, you have to clean out the little bitty bits. Well, these little bitty bits are a lot of times these cheaper stencils, you know, you've got to clean them out. But I'll do that later. But anyway, so that is a cool one. It's postage stamps and some little bits of art and numbers and text of different types. So anyway, I liked that. So I'm going to put it back in here. Matter of fact, one thing that I do with a lot of my packaging for stencils, because they don't fall out, mine don't anyway, is I cut the end off, because it just drives me crazy. But I do think I am going to follow suit. A lot of YouTubers have ordered the little, there's little slide-in things you can get to store this, and then store your stencils in. And then there's some other ones with little magnetic sheets, and they're really relatively inexpensive, that you can that have magnets in them to store your dies in. So and your dies are an investment, you know. Yeah, I've got some of the inexpensive dies, but by and large, my dies were not. Now, I'm not going to necessarily take this one out. You can see it through the packaging. It's florals with clocks. And I've got one that I'm doing now that I could have used this on, but I've got some more coming up that this would be beautiful on. I've got some steampunk journals coming up that I plan on using clocks in, but I don't think the florals would fit in with what I'm doing. I don't know. I may have to experiment to see. So that's that. Now, I did also do a only one thing that I craft item that I ordered from Amazon. Can't say that I'm entirely happy with it, but a lot of that is my own fault because I did not read the, well, not entirely. You know, when they have these stamps on there, they don't have the dimensions of each and every stamp in the packet. And that is one thing that either Amazon needs to say, hey, you need to have the dimensions of each and every item on there, you know, or whatever. Because I like Globland stamps. That's who makes a stamp. But like this film strip stamp, I was looking for something about like this. Why? About the size of this, only with multiple things going across. And I actually thought that's what I was getting. But we'll see. I bet you I use these. But it's not what I was shopping for. But I've never had any problem with the Globland stamp quality. At least I haven't. I don't know if anyone else has or not. But I can't say that I would ever do that again. So that's all that I really ordered craft-wise from Amazon this month. Now my Etsy haul was from all of the items that I have here that I'm going to show you are from Roxy's Creations. And I'm very, very happy. And then I have one other seller that I'm going to show you some items from. Now, this is one of Roxy's or Rachel's. Roxy Creations is the name of her shop. Rachel is the owner of the shop's first name. And she has the YouTube channel, Roxy Creations. I'll put a link in the comments below. And she does slow stitching. She is introducing an awful lot of us to the coolness of slow stitching. It's like junk journaling, only with fibers. And I'm just loving it. But I've always liked working with fibers and sewing, so this is just adding to it. So this is basically a scrap pack of things for slow stitching. So, and these are Italian fabrics. So we're gonna take a look at them. And this is like a heavier, almost canvas. And this is a lighter weight canvasy cotton, almost like a fabric pillow or mattress ticking, but it isn't. Yeah. And then I think this is from a vintage tablecloth. At least I have seen tablecloths, and I've seen curtains made out of this fabric too. So, and I don't know, this feels like it's been starched. I'm not really certain. it could be a cotton dish towel. I don't really know what it is, but you see it a lot in slow stitching, people slow stitching. So I think it's going to be cool to see how that comes out in my projects. It's kind of like a cotton. And once again, this is just a real coarse weave. I don't know if that's hemp or cotton or what that's made out of. And this is a similar either curtain or, I think this is a tablecloth, but design. And if you don't know, if you've not done too much slow stitching, a lot of slow stitching products involve collaging with fabric. And so, so that's what this is all meant to be. It's like a fabric collage. Other things, you embroidery around flowers and take up the design of something that's in the fabric that you're using. Others are just flat out straight embroidery. The concept of it is it's not focused on perfectionism, like a lot of, say, if you took your embroidery to the state fair and had it judged, they're going to turn it over and look at the perfectness, see how perfect your stitches are on the back. And slow stitching has nothing to do with that. And it's you're embracing the imperfections. So it's really a cool concept, much like junk journaling. If you were to compare junk journaling to scrapbooking, where junk journaling embraces imperfectionism, and scrapbooking and card making embraces a perfect cut, a perfect layout. So anyway, isn't that pretty? And this is more of that, I think it's like a tablecloth material. This really feels like upholstery material. It's pretty. And then I think you saw when I first took the package off that there was some lace, these lace bits on there. And then it was tied with, I don't know if this is hemp or just regular twine. I don't know. Maybe regular twine is always hemp. I don't know. And then you have this. It's kind of a French pattern. Don't know if the boy's hat is blowing in the wind. I can't see the entire scene there, but it's very pretty. This is another lightweight, like cotton or cotton blend, almost like sheeting with a rose on there. Like cotton. And this is a coarse weave, like maybe a flour sack or something. Something similar to that. And another coarse, but not quite as loose as the one that I said was like a flour sack. This might have been on either some furniture, like a sofa material, upholstery material. This is a cotton or a cotton blend. I'm not sure, and I don't know what this would have been used for. This fabric, it's a different weave, but it's really pretty. Okay. Either a cotton or a cotton blend. Once again, this is another version of that has a similar feel to mattress or pillow ticking, but it's not. And starched, some of it's pretty well starched. So this is a heavier starched, kind of something in between a light cotton and a very light canvas and a cotton. Kind of a coarse weave print. These almost look like they were table placemats. And I love this. I cannot find fabric like this. I have tried. It makes wonderful, wonderful bases, or just the look of it. It just looks so vintage, and I cannot find it anywhere. Other than, I think they have it in Europe, but we don't seem to have it here. So that is that. Now, the other thing I got from Roxy's Creations is I ordered 2 of her paper packs. We're just going to kind of briefly look at a few samples from the first one. Because there's so much in here that you can see there's all sizes of it, but it's all kind of variances of this little bit that I'm going to pull out. And this is probably from the 1800s right here. I don't know, just judging on the paper. This is a rag paper, older than that. Maybe the 1700s, early 1800s. Pretty cool, right? But anyway, look at that. Look at the foxing. It's going to look really nice. And there is some of her worm-eaten paper in here. I saw it when I was first going through it. I don't know if we'll see it today. We even got a title page here. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I don't know what it says, but isn't it cool? 1817. So, anyway, and then here's some that are still connected to their book from their pages from the other side, see? But I think they're just too fragile for me to use as a entire page book. Yeah. So, to me they're just too fragile. So they're going to have to be backed. So everything in there is either larger or smaller, similar to this. Some of it does have the bookworm, where the bookworms got to it. So you have that cool pattern. So there's quite a bit here. I know they do a lot of these paper packs by weight, so I don't know, but you can tell it's Italian. It's Italian paper, and some quite old, some of it. See that? So that's in there. Now, I also got some lace. Let me grab that for you. And this was from Etsy. And they were from a shop on there, I believe. I hope I have the name right. 1924 linens and things. But I'll try to find the name of it and put it in the connections below, down in the comments below. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for this. I think they were right around $10 and per packet, and this was 2 packets. So it's a mixture of modern and vintage and little bit of antique lace. And then there was one piece in here that I couldn't figure it out. It's not here anyway. I already gave it to my niece to play with. It was really ugly. But by and large, I'm very, very satisfied with it. And you can see, isn't that pretty? A little, and excludes some of the darkness on my hands. It is ink. Now, there are a couple of underwear laces in here that would have been my preference to have left out and had something else put in. And one of them is like from an old girdle, and it's got the silicone on it where it holds it on your leg. So, that kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, but she's got some really pretty trim. It's a little stained up, but that's vintage lace. It's supposed to be that way. And there's some really pretty patterns. This is like a polyester, so it's not real old, but it's a very pretty. And, I use my inks and stuff, and I will tone some of these modern laces like that tablecloth that I got. I will have no problems with cutting that up into pieces, and the squares of it are mostly blocks, and toning it. So, and this is like a polyester as well. We used to call this, when I was in my seamstress class in high school, either some of it was underwear lace and some of it was edge binding for the inside of your garment so that nobody saw the edges of your seams, and you would hand sew it around. Yeah. This is I think this is a vintage piece. Can't tell if that's cotton. But anyway, I really like it. I can tell this part is a cotton. Just can't tell about the netting. Okay, and look at this. This is pretty. It's a 4-leaf clover. And this isn't a part of that at all. I don't know how I got it mixed in with that. Okay, and then this one, I was surprised at the color of it. It's a real light kind of a green. And then this looks like a bit of a hanky or a pillowcase. Not sure. So yeah, that's pretty. So this is 2 of her packages of lace. And the only thing missing from this is that one little piece that was some sort of a shiny film-like material. Fluorescent. And, yeah. There's that. Isn't that pretty? And that one could, you know, probably what will happen is I will divide it right through there and then use it. And this is definitely an antique kind of a cotton. See? And see, I think this is either off of a tablecloth or a pillowcase, or maybe somebody even crocheted it onto, because it's crocheted lace, crocheted onto the top of their sheets, you know, where they folded down like this. So I'm not sure. More than likely, though, it was a pillowcase, but I'm not sure. Now this, I have actually seen this on underwear. So I'm assuming that's where this person who made this packet up got that as well. And then might as well show you the girdle one. See, it's stretchy. And it's, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There's this silicone here. And that's on a girdle to keep it from riding up your legs. It kind of adheres to your thighs. So, I don't know. I suppose it's pretty, but I mean, that's going to show on whatever I put that on, that silicone's going to show. Because it just shows right through. So, I'm not really particularly happy with that being in there, or that filmy fluorescent stuff. Every other part of it I like. Isn't that pretty? And this kind of a cottony, gauzy, real filmy material. It's got these dots embroidered on the top. I can't quite figure out what that graphic art is up there, up here on the top. Huh. It's pretty though. I just can't quite figure out what it represents. And see that? It's a crocheted lace. It's very pretty. It's all really pretty. I have trouble sometimes when I'm sitting looking at laces, seeing which is the right side up. That one looks vintagey. Even maybe, I don't know if it's handmade or not, but anyway, it looks vintagey. This one's pretty. Looks like flowers on a trellis of sorts. See? So they're little bits, tidbits of lace for the most part, with some of them being a little bit bigger. This is, I mean, I don't know if this is going to come across on the camera or not, but it's kind of a dusty rose embroidery on this. It's makes me think this might have been like a bridal veil or something. But I really don't know, obviously, but it's very, very pretty. Delicate. And then this piece. This could have been a slip, could have been bridal lace, there's no telling. But it's pretty. We used to have slips that would have trim on them, like very similar to that as I was growing up. So that's my haul. So I have Etsy, Temu, and then the one piece from Amazon. So that's my haul for the month of March. And you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.